Really miss you, like, like jumping in half by half, man. I could, quite honestly, we should be able to bring beef in here for the map bans and picks as well. Now, map number one, ladies, German boys and girls, Hardpoint. Let's take a quick look and see exactly which maps get banned here, as Velvet will win this coin toss. Standoff as well as Raid gets tick off of the list, and let's see exactly where Velvet will be bringing XDG into. Most probably firing range, because that is one of the places where they definitely do love to light things up. Let's see.
Here for today. I apologize, Asia, that you always had to do that all on your own in that introduction, but again, that was a very amazing introduction. But here we go. We're heading straight into Hardpoint firing range, and this is a doozy. Now, Velvet won this coin toss, and this will be the hardest game that XDG has to do in this whole competition unless they see Velvet again in the finals. But here we go. We already know firing range is going to be picked. I already know for domination they will pick that as well, because Velvet really loves firing range, and I love being here and actually able to see this one. And hopefully you guys get to see me, because I don't have that much of a bad hair day, AJ.
That's what she says, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Don't believe her. Tunisia Crossfire has been banned out for Search and Destroy. And yes, Beef Mommy, I'm glad to have you back. I need a breather once in a while, man. Standoff is where we're going to be playing this. And Hotel Yard is not going to be lit up because it's not that sort of a match. We are talking about bomb site A as well as B. Most of the time in Standoff, only one of those sites get tackled. Only one of those sites will be having multiple of these rushes in for the plant, and that's going to be your A side. B side, we don't really see these teams taking it much, but will today be the day where there will be a little bit of a change in gameplay? We will see, Beef.
Yep, exactly. And we already know how well both of these teams do in Search and Destroy. But we already know that XDG does a little bit well, because with Velvet, they have a little bit of an edge in terms of that respawn game mode. And for domination, oh, what a smart pick here. You can see Crash and firing range will be banned, and they already know that firing range is going to be banned over here, and it's going to be Crossfire. Now, this is so smart. XDG knows that firing range will be the bane of their existence in terms of domination, so they banned that one, and Crossfire is going to be the name of the game. So they have a little bit more of an advantage here, because if you guys didn't know, Velvet actually lost Crossfire Hardpoint against a team like Gaijin and Victa, so maybe their weakness could be Crossfire. So I'm very interested to see how they actually do domination over here.
Yeah, and maybe that is mind games as well, right? Because Velvet drops it and picks Crossfire even after they've already gotten their butts handed over to them. So let's see if or not they will be able to show us a little bit of a change in gameplay, or are they literally just giving away a map to XDG? Hardpoint as well as Search and Destroy for map 4 and 5, if at all we are pushed that far. XDG bringing it old school down into Nuketown, and map number 5 for Search and Destroy. Velvet will say, if at all it gets pushed this far, we will bring it down into Raid. 5 different matches, 5 different maps. Let's see if or not we do cross all over those 5 games.
Yes, I'm actually really excited to see 5 games, because we haven't seen a game number 5 here so far. The furthest we've gone through is actually game number 4, which was going to be yesterday. Again, that was really, really exciting, and I really want all of these titans of a team to actually make it here. Nuketown and Raid, now those are great maps, especially for Hardpoint, because you don't really have much of a strategy going on here in Nuketown, because it's all going to be an all-out gunfire over here. We're going to be seeing Afia and also NX Bot to be really popping off over here, and also Elmo J. But with Raid, it's going to be a little bit more relaxed. So I feel like that dynamic between having Nuketown and Raid is going to be a very interesting dynamic shift, from having to have an aggressive push to a really close and calculated performance here in Search and Destroy.
Yeah, so Nuketown, Hardpoint, old school, right? And this is the one map that truly brings out the essence of Call of Duty Mobile. Call of Duty Mobile, first person shooter, third person shooter, however you want to be able to take it in MP or Battle Royale, right? The one thing about it has always been about how fast paced this action is in the game. But when you drop it into Nuketown, it just takes it up a few notches higher just because of how tiny that little map is, right? And there are a couple of strategies that you can play in there as well, but it will heavily depend on what sort of score streaks you drop into the game and exactly how do you control the pressure from your opponents whilst you do take those very open points. This is going to be hard point, ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls. So it's not like domination where there will be uncontrolled chaos. It will be controlled chaos to, a certain degree, and it will fall back to exactly how good these players are at taking down their opponents, how good they are within the gunsmith to mod their guns out to make sure they will be agile enough to get those kills and back out into hiding for some defense. Let's see exactly how they take it. Which one of these game modes as well as map are you looking forward to personally?
Honestly, I'm really looking forward to this Crossfire matchup because I know that Velvet might not actually want this one. I mean, I know they picked Crossfire and they lost that one. So I want to see how XDG responds to that, especially knowing how Velvet got beat in this particular map. But it was a different game mode, but we'll see. But we are going to be starting it off here in Hardpoint Firing Range. Now, this is the map that Velvet loves and Velvet has absolutely been dominating on.
Okay, now let's see. This is gonna be the opener down here at Branch Road, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. And as you guys know, this is not gonna be an easy hard point to take care of because of exactly how open it is. Now, when your team is in the hard point, it will be of great assistance if you can get one of your team members up into that scout tower, which is exactly what is happening here as one player from XDG will quickly jump in there, and that's gonna be Sika. Let's take a quick look and see exactly what gun she has. She's got the chopper on her as well, B, which means she is going to be able to help her team hold on to this hard point for a bit.
Such a smart position here by Sika, knowing that the girls from Velvet will definitely want to not go through mid into that hard point, knowing that someone is going to be there with the chopper, and you can see it over here. They're having such a hard time really trying to infiltrate into that first hard point, and we can see such a dominating start here, but they really need to go for that rotation off of P2.
Okay, now let's see exactly how Velvet will pull this back at the command center. This is going to be hard point number 2. Velvet trying to force their way in there, but the players from XDG already present. Bloom, a 2-on-1 situation, rushes in for the push because she had to contest for those points. Unfortunately, nothing will come out of it. And this is a opportunity for Elmo J to step in, but XDG just so good on those gun skills. Keiki will drop in for a bit. Bloom will pick those points up, and this is the girls from Velvet with the comeback gameplay, but with a one-woman defense that will go on to fall. Jock RC just parading outside, waiting for the players of Velvet to drop in once again. Elmo drops that thermite and goes in for the push, but it's going to be a 3-on-1, which means Elmo is not going to be able to play this hard point at all. Most probably, Beef, they're going to be able to pick up some scraps unless they bring in all of their players. They are trickling in one by one. How long can they stand?
Now, this is what we were seeing yesterday in XDG's game. You can see that they're giving the scrap points to Velvet right now, which is so smart. The points aren't that far off, but then you can see here, the rotation is so good for XDG LXIX. They're going in there, they're not giving away too much time, they're contesting it, and right now, it's gonna be a gunfire.
Oh, Venice not doing that at all well. Fia drops right out to see exactly how much you can help her team members. It's going to be Yaki, QQ9, prime spot within the white warehouse to hold on to all of these points. Brings out the Jock RC, but Velvet doing the same as well. But nothing is going to be stopping Consta. Those points being contested for just a little bit for one more invade from the player of Velvet. But it is going to be XDG all the way for the time being. One good hard point can make a comeback in here, but after the white warehouse, you've got Barracks Hut, and that is open in 4 different locations. The invade from XDG can come through anytime. Velvet needs to step their gameplay up right now, B.
Consta just defending that hardpoint all by herself, killing 3 people in the process, and now they have to go for that rotation off of Barracks Hut. And I think, you know, Velvet has a hold of that, but then so far they've been having a hard time with the gunfights. And this is Velvet we're talking about. Velvet is usually really good at this, but then they are up against XDG LXIX, and we have Yaki with an XS1 Goliath here. It's going to prove to be so difficult for them to infiltrate this one.
Yaki was crazy with the QQ9 in the White Warehouse. Yaki is even crazier with the XS1 at the Barracks Hut. And this is an all-out annihilation. 40 seconds in here. If XDG can complete this hard point, this is it. Velvet will not be able to make a comeback. The game is over right here. Keiki as well as Bloom dropping right in. But Yaki's XS1 Goliath is still alive, keeping a hold on this hard point. Nothing Team Velvet can do because Yaki's just that good. XS1 Goliath finally taken down. And Team Velvet will have an opportunity not to pick those points up, but to contest for it. Afia making the lives of Velvet so difficult because even after all of those battles, Velvet doesn't get to pick points up because XDG constantly contests for that point because they know if they can't get it, you ain't gonna get it. And down we go into Branch Road where XDG got a majority of the points in round 1, which means this just looks like it is a closure for them. But it is Velvet at the hard point. Here's that comeback gameplay, but for how long will this last be?
Well, if it is a team that can make a comeback, it will definitely be Velvet. They need to get every single point that they can have here, not allow XDG to even step on it, but they did. NBC here, cluster strikes are going to be raining down, and it's going to be hard to actually get in here, especially now there's going to be another Goliath in the area, but then they do take it out, AJ.
Okay, now let's see if or not they will be able to fight this back because so far so good. Branch Road, the cluster strike in there as well to help them hold on to it. And XDG isn't pushing. XDG's playing the calm game. Look at Consta. She picks up her XS1 Goliath and she's already at the second command center. Sorry, the second hard point, which is the command center. They only need 9 more points. Oh, but Consta, she will lose her XS1 Goliath. Now Keiki bringing in the cluster strike as well. This is back-to-back cluster strike from Team Velvet. This is the comeback gameplay. Even if they take all of the points at this hard point, it's not going to be enough. They need to finish off command center and they need to drop into the White Warehouse as well. Are we going to be able to see the girls do that? Because there's no way in hell XDG is not going to step in just like what you're seeing in front of you right now to contest for these points. 43 seconds to go. This will be an unfortunate day, an unfortunate opener for XDG if they don't pull this back.
Oh no, you know the reason why they're actually losing points? One member is actually out from XDG LXIX. Now it's going to be difficult for them to actually have it, especially just with 4 people in their team. Now what they need to do is to make that rotation off of that second hardpoint and the third hardpoint in trailer or in warehouse. Now that's going to be their best bet because if you're going to go here against Vapey with that XS1 Goliath, they have absolutely no chance of winning this one. And now they are having the hardest of times, even with Yaki with 22 kills. They're not going to be able to actually go for this one. And now we are at match point 141 and 141. AJ, it's going to be difficult for them to go here, especially with just 4 people.
Yeah, but they have fought it and they have managed to delay the victory from Velvet. Velvet should have been able to close that off, but it was constantly contested by Consta. No pun intended at all. 150. Too easy, too quick. Ladies, and see exactly how much of damage these girls brought into that game. Elmo J will pick up that MVP, 2016-14 on the KDA. She picks the MVP up towards the end of the game, but that could have been already to a point where Venice was having some of these connection issues. So maybe that could have contributed some of that comeback. Will Velvet be able to negate the fact that they got an upper hand here and take game number 2 for themselves? As Elmo J opens up with a frag on Yaki, that might just be possible for round 1, but Consta responds right back by taking Sovella out.
That was a very nice opening pick here by Sovella, but then she stayed there a little bit too far. She kept on making the same moves with Consta with a kill again. AJ, now this sniper that we have here, Consta, she is probably the best sniper that we have in the game, and Sovella is just right there with her as well. But then I feel like Consta just has a little bit of that edge off of her because you know how good she is, not only in hard scoping, but also with quick scope. So if you are going to be going up against a sniper like Consta, you cannot peek twice. If you peek once and you live, that is luck on your side. But if you peek the second time, you are most likely going to be able to bite the bullet. And right now, Consta is going to be such a nuisance there on that part. And Consta knows that the bomb is going to be planted. So all they can do is play for time.
Okay, now this is going to be a position where XDG will be able to just allow Velvet to make a play. Let's see exactly how they come back in here for the defusal as Elmo J takes Venice out of the equation and Export drops in as well. And then Fennec will be able to bring in the damage. Consta shut down. And so much of time for the defusal. Velvet will be able to take round number 1.
Beautiful 3-piece by Consta, but sadly, she wasn't able to actually get all of those points for her team. And we can see over there that Venice reconnected to the game. So there really is a connection issue in the side of XDG LXIX, which is very unfortunate to see. But hopefully everyone else steps up. With that in mind, especially if you are going to have that, especially, you know, being losing that last round, you are going to have that mindset here as well. You need to get over that, and this is where you'll see professionalism. If the girls of XDG LXIX get to win this knowing that a player has unsteady connection, now that is the best thing that you can see with the team. That is composure right there. And we can see here, one person is down from Velvet.
Yep, and they're going in for a quick plant now from XDG. Keiki will delete Afia as we will prowl through. This is a 3-on-3 situation. Venice with the opportunity, but does not strike, and she will have to wait for one more golden opportune moment. The bomb will be planted. That was a fake coming in from XDG a little bit earlier as Keiki will eliminate Sika. One player is already on point to defuse the bomb. Venice will be taken out. Keiki on the approach now. The smoke will be popped and nothing Consta can do as this bomb gets defused.
Now this is such a bad thing to be in. The kind of mindset you really need to take yourself out of. And you can see that it's kind of affecting the gameplay of XDG. But I hope that they take this into heart and into mind and really have another play. And this is where you're going to see the professionalism really shine and where their skills really shine. And Consta now is going to be the playmaker of this game. And we're going to be seeing a very interesting rotation by the girls of XDG. They're actually staying in here. They're not going to be planting over at A really rushingly over here. And then the field with an opening frag.
Okay, Yaki gets Elbow J as well with a headshot. That's a 5-on-3. XDG look good to pick this round out. NX bot opportunity, 7 HP, doesn't get the takedown and will get Sika shutting out. QQ9, and this time with the plant, there's no way Bloom or Sovella will be able to make a comeback. Trophy system taken out by Yaki, and they will be on the way. Sovella as well as Bloom, 2-on-5. This is a near impossible state, but Sovella has been one of those miracle snipers in the competition, but so has Venice as she goes in for a takedown. Even through all of those disconnections, she will be able to slay. Sovella, on the other hand, does not, as XDG will pick 1 point up for themselves.
Now, this is where you see XDG at its finest. They absolutely crushed that round. They made a different approach, like what I've been saying, because they need to make a different approach. The first 2 approaches did not work out, knowing that one of their players didn't have a really good connection. But Sovella with the opening pick off of Consta. Now, Consta is going to be out early on in the round, and it's going to be difficult for XDG LXIX to actually go through this round without her. And it's going to be interesting how they actually play here, because they are going to have a 2-2 split here. 2 people in mid, 2 people going to be in A-bomb side. I'm not sure if this is a good idea, but hopefully they actually pick this through. What the Velvet girls need to do is to just wait patiently and go for the flank. And we can see here, Bloom is going to be able to go for that flank, which is really good for them. And if these girls don't really have that defense around, it's going to be dangerous.
Okay, now Venice getting taken out. Yaki goes down as well. Bloom with a 2-piece. And XDG only have a Fia left. She goes crazy. QQ9 on the slide. She will get taken down. 0 HP. And NX Bot is the one to send that final bullet towards her. And here's the problem. It does not look like XDG is going to be able to survive this. We may just be witnessing the start of what could probably be the most amazing comeback at a grand finals. Due to a disconnection, they might drop into the lower brackets, but hopefully Venice will be able to fix all of those issues right after a couple of days, because we cannot continue the day, especially a day as important as today, like this beat.
Yaki introduced that round with a bomb, a beautiful bomb that absolutely denied Elmo J to even help in that round. And we already know that Elmo J is such a crucial, flex player here. She is aggressive, and NX Bot as well, having so many shots here, but then it's going to be difficult for her as Sika is going to keep her out. And it's going to be interesting how XCG replies here, especially now that they have that upper hand, AJ. They need to go really rotate as a team, as right now they're a little bit spread out.
Well, with Venice getting a takedown there, it looks like she might just be back, but the question is for how long? Blue solo in here. Man of War drops in with a beautiful long-range kill on Venice. Zika as well as Consta, a 2-on-1, but Consta will have the snipe as usual, and Bloom dropping right in front of a crosshairs. This might not be the brightest of ideas dropping in from Bloom, but let's see exactly how she will take it, as Consta might have spotted her out already. Bloom might have seen her as well. Zika drops in for the distraction to make sure she doesn't take Bloom out. 24 seconds in here, and this is great cover coming in from XDG, but Bloom with that takedown on Sika. 1-on-1, Man of War, and Consta needs to back away. The quick scopes aren't going to be helping her this time round, as the Man of War will drop out with the amazing clutch coming in here from Bloom, and 7 more seconds. She will defuse this successfully as Velvet takes point number 4.
Come on, XDG. All you needed to do was play for time. There were 2 of you, and I don't know why they let their eyes off of her. Bloom had the amazing strategy of not even playing into their tactics, but XDG LXIX, Consta, you should have just played for time. I'm not quite sure why she even engaged here. She should have just been annoying on Bloom like that, but then unfortunately, it was enough time for her to actually go defuse that bomb. That was very unfortunate to see, and right now we are at a 4-1. If they need that 1 more point, they really need to get that, because 2 more points for Velvet, they are going to be winning Search and Destroy, and that is 1 point away of actually having that game point.
Consta could have taken that headshot, but then bots that and backs away. Lucky that she didn't get taken down. What am I saying? She's lucky that she didn't get taken down in reverse. NX Bot, Fennec with the opportunity. Great positioning. Spots ahead, but Afia drops right beside her with the 1-shot, 1-kill KRM. 1 more opportunity. Jumps up. Afia gets Elmo J this time. So Villa will get shut down. This is back-to-back, but XDG, they will slay, and they will be able to get the defusal as well. Such an easy round picked up by XDG. Consistency is what we look for. So how many more times can they do that?
Beautiful pinch play there by XDG, knowing that they would have that disadvantage of going in there head on. So they went for the flag. 2 members went for the flag, and 3 members went for that A-bomb site. And they did it so well with perfection. And that's what they need to keep doing, is to not have the opportunity to be read like a book by Velvet. And all of those smart plays, the one that, Velvet doesn't really get to see it going, that's where they actually get to live here. But not knowing that they're going to be doing that same flank here, I think they might not have that same mistake.
So Villa shutting Consta down very early. Venice in here trying to get a quick peek on the players, but great positioning coming in from Team Velvet. Behind the crate as well as this wall of fear. 1-shot, 1-kill, but amazing comeback this time from NX Bot. 2 times in a row. Venice taken down as well. This is exactly why she... come on, like, you people didn't even vote for NX Bot for Valkyrie. So Villa gets shut down as well. It's a 3-on-1 situation. Yaki QQ9 with the 2nd piece in a row, and she will now have to go up against Keiki, who is right in front of her. Thermite gets popped out first. Yaki can be doing this, and she does exactly that. Takes 3 pieces in a row, and she will take 1 back for XDG.
Sadly, it wasn't enough as the bomb did explode. And we see here match point 5-2. One more win for Velvet, and they will win this one. It's going to be exceptionally hard for XDG to even pull this off, to even win games in a row, to actually be able to win this round. But it is very possible with a team like this. Now, this is the most important part of their tournament. Now, if they don't get one more, this might really crush their spirits. And with Venice having that trouble with that connection, I think that might be hard for them, but it's very doable. We've seen it already. Do not be predictable. And we can see here the bomb is going to be staying in mid, and everyone's just hanging on here.
I swear to God, I didn't see that bomb go off. It's going to be LMOJ on the wait now. XDG playing this really slow. Let's take a quick look at the defense, right? They've piled up a 4-1. They're expecting the bomb to drop into B. Nobody's going towards A, and the bomb finally decides to change course. But one player will be there, so this bomber needs to be careful. It is none other than NX Bot who will be able to place the bomb on the ground, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Here comes the plan, and Keiki takes Sika out, which means XDG is already one woman down. With Velvet on the plan, are we going to be able to see XDG make a comeback in here? LMOJ will drop in real close. Unfortunately, shut down, but he's still with the snipes.
But it's going to be hard for her to actually get that one, especially with that sniper. But we can see here a turnaround, a really quick turnaround. Trade after trade is going to be a 1v2 situation. And Sabella gets that pick, and it's going to be very hard for her to actually defend it. 14 seconds on the clock, and it's still a lot of time for them to actually go for the defusal. That was a very amazing round, and I thought they went in there a little bit too passively, but I was wrong. I'm very excited to see how that really turned out. XDG did such a good job, especially Venice looking like she's finally having that rhythm that she deserves. 2 more rounds and they'll go head-to-head with Velvet, but it is a do-or-die situation here as they have 1 more point to actually win this with Velvet.
Again, with the 4-1 split coming in from XDG, one player to go in for the defense, and the bomb plant coming in at Alpha real quick. NX Bot takes it. And this is the pressure onto XDG. And now they need to come back in here with the attack. LMOJ on point, almost taken out Sika, but she returns fire beautifully. KQ9, and it's a 5-on-4. And this will be the prowl that Velvet will not expect. A fear drops in with that takedown on Savella and will be... taken out, almost taken out of the equation. NX Bot right now will get dropped by Consta. A 2-on-1. Keiki still alive. QQ9. And the diffuser, she almost takes Venice out. But there you go. A 3-on-1 situation is almost not recoverable as she gets that 2-piece. A fear at the final moment, but it's all over. Out of time as Velvet will take this game as well.
Dang, AJ, it's gonna be all you now.
Probabilities of this match. Well, and I really think XDG LXIX is going in here for a crazy comeback that we have never ever seen in the able to beat Velvet. That's close to impossible. Even yesterday we saw Velvet take them on. They got beaten 3-0. Gaijin Invicta could pull nothing off against Velvet. And here's the best part, it was on a best of 5 and Gaijin Invicta won the coin toss on top of that as well. So they had everything, and all of the objectives were in their side. But they still couldn't pull it off. To be able to see them drop into the grand finals today, though, was still a possibility because their performance in the competition has just been that beautiful right now. But putting XDG into the lower brackets does not mean Gaijin will not be able to make it. What if we see the exact same problem with Venice coming through in the second series as well?
Well, it's going to be interesting how they actually pull off over here, as Bravo is going to be taken by XDG LXIX, and we can see here, I think it's going to be a little bit better on their end. They're going to have a difficult time to actually get this one, as Velvet does have the response and really goes for that cleanup. And what XDG needs to do is to go in as a team, and right now, Yaki went in there all alone, which is very surprising, and right now, it's going to be difficult for them to actually do that if they go in 1 by 1. And with 2 of them there, maybe it is very possible to actually get them, but here we go with the denial yet again. Vapey, it's going to be very hard for them to get here. Man, Bravo is gonna be a war zone.
Yeah, it's quite back and forth for the time being, but nothing is out of their hands just yet. This is going to be Crossfire played to the finest by Team Velvet. They went in here for the pick for a reason, right? Let's see if or not they'll be able to close this game off. Like you've pointed out, they did manage to drop this map against another team, but will they be able to show that that was a fluke and that they can take it up against XDG? Because at the moment, it looks like it just might be possible. Bravo and Charlie has been put under lockdown, and XDG cannot make a push into that. 3 players from Velvet, look at them guard that Bravo site. No entry at all for XDG, as Sika this time will leave the game.
Oh no, what is happening right now? I feel like the Philippines has some sort of internet problem connection over here, as I even have that problem, but it's okay. Oh man, it's really hard to see. Now you can already tell that these girls are gonna have a very hard time, and I'm wondering now, with one person off the game, how XCG is going to reply to this one, and Velvet will definitely use this to their advantage, and it's gonna be interesting how XCG really plays this, and I think at this point, they're really just down in the dumps. They are probably having like the hardest time that they're having, and I don't know if they can even go restart the game at this point.
Yeah, I highly doubt they'll be able to restart the game because, it wasn't in the first few seconds of the start. And Sika has disconnected, unfortunately, mid-game, which will allow Velvet to pick up that 75 points so easy into the first half. Are we going to be able to see Velvet close this game off and not allow XDG to get even one match? That's most probably the exact way this particular series is going to conclude. But Beef, remember what I said, right? XDG really looks like they are setting up a comeback that we have never ever seen before in the women's division. It might be possible if they can sort their connection issues out.
Consta with that single takedown here, and bravo, amazing effort here by Consta, and she's gonna take it all for herself. Now all of the girls of XDG need to go here, but they are going to be backing off little by little as the strike, and the Sparrow is gonna be going down, and they are actually not gonna be able to take that, but another player over here gets that, and there you go. This is the response that they need, but there was only going to be one girl there. Oh no, spicy kill by NX bot, AJ.
Yeah, this is a triple cap coming through from Velvet. Of course, the denial immediately set forth because that Alpha will get captured. Are we going to be able to see this battle break down in a way that XDG makes some sort of a miraculous comeback? I highly doubt it, right? But in the meantime, it will just be guns blazing from Team Velvet. They know this is the opportunity to close off. The gravity spike comes flying in. Unfortunately, nothing will be done by Yaki as that shutdown gameplay continuously befalls them. 103 to 54 now. Velvet with such a commanding lead. It's a 5-on-4 though in terms of the number of players that go up against each other.
Yeah, exactly. Now, this is probably the type of game that Velvet did not want. I know that they know that they will probably win this one, but it's not a satisfying win in any of these games right now. But it is still a win nonetheless, and we can see the points just trickling. Oh, 3 players from XDG LXIX are now down, and there's only going to be Afia and Consta left. And if I were Velvet, I don't know how to even get at this situation. I think what they're gonna do is just to hang back, and if they really need to show that respect, maybe they wouldn't go for that triple cap, because it's all about that sportsmanship at this point of the game. And you're seeing a cluster strike still being down, and I'm not even sure if they know that 3 players from XDG LXIX are already gone.
Yeah, it's just a little peculiar the way the players from XDG left the game, right? I hope they are not exiting on their own accord, because 3 players to get disconnected from this one game is just weird, unless they are all connecting in here from the exact same location and there's just something going around with that connection in that gaming house. Unless, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, 2 players can make a miraculous comeback in here. This is a flat-out victory for the Singaporeans. Velvet will take this 150 to 74.
That is so unfortunate, AJ, and I'll come back later when we get to talk about all of those points that all of these girls really got.
What that match brought.
No, So Afia and Consta are the only ones left here for XDG, sadly, and the Velvet Girls probably aren't having fun either. They're probably
Mm-mm.
expecting that there's going to be more of a fight here. But honestly, at this point, I think I'm thinking that here in the Philippines, there could be some sort of connection issues that's going around. So we'll see what happens, and hopefully everything's going to be good here. And I mean, from the points here, we know that Velvet dominated, but not in the fashion that they wanted. And for sure, they are an amazing and brilliant team. But XDG is also amazing as well. But with these
Yeah.
problems in hand, you cannot, you can't really see this one. And unfortunately, it's happening at, the finals. And hopefully it's going to be better later on. But so far, we are having Velvet heading on over, sitting very comfortably in the finals.
Yeah, there are two ways we can take a look at this, right? Number one, Velvet, yeah, they are a great team, but will they be proud to get a victory like this? And the other side of the coin is a victory is a victory regardless of how it is obtained. And it is the responsibilities of players to ensure that they do have a connection when they step in for a competition like this, because it's technically their full-time jobs, or a job that they are taking on, right? They have stepped into that realm and they have to be able to